How do you feel in this annual convention from WBC?
This is a great convention as usual. The WBC does the most excellent convention of all of the boxing organizations. And Jose Sulaiman, mi hermano, you know what I mean, is in the spirit of him, this has been even more captivating. And so we're going to give them the 10-bell count when they fight for the heavyweight champion. Because Bermane Stiverne is the WBC heavyweight champion. And so we're going to honor Jose's spirit and pass the torch from Jose to his son, Mauricio. You know what I mean? And so it's going to all be done right here in Las Vegas on January the 17th at the MGM Grand. But we're inviting the whole world to be here. I'm going to get Carlos Slim from Mexico, mi hermano. We're going to have all of the people, you know, the military with David Petraeus, who was the one who put Iraq together, and then they all started to do things to him. When he left, everything went back asunder. So it's going to be something that we all can appreciate and respect. And I'd like to say thank you to Steven Espinoza, you know what I mean, who was working hard for Showtime, and the ingenious move of Les Moonves to put him in an appointment that makes things happen in boxing, that we can bring boxing back to the people. Mucho gracias por su apoyo. To quiero mucho al pueblo.
Was here Julio Cesar Chavez?
Julio Cesar Chavez is a jewel in the now. He's a young man, was one of the greatest champions in history. You know, we had 136,274 people that come to the Azteca Stadium to witness him fight with Greg Hagen. And Julio has just been a champion's champion. He's mi hijo, and I love him, and so we're going to work at him. He's a fabulous, fabulous guy, and I have nothing but love and respect for Julio.
Thank you, Don.
Thank you. De nada, de nada.
Can you tell us about the best remember with Jose Sulaiman? Like friends? I don't know.
I remember Jose Sulaiman as a man who stands up for dignity of all human beings. That's more important than any selective thing that you're going to say in the field of boxing. When we also fight, and I'm continuing the battle for women's rights. Women's rights and rights for unalienable rights of life, living in pursuit of happiness for men and women. And so, but Jose had the dignity and loyalty was one of his exemplary fashions. You know, Marta, whose beautiful wife, you know, the whole family with Hector and Pepe and Mauricio and Fernando, you know what I mean, and Lucy and Claudia, all of them are like their family. You know what I mean? But what the thing is, they've all been taught the loyalty, the dedication, and the commitment to mankind. And so being a humanitarian and being a person who gives back to the people, and instead of knocking them down, castigating and vilifying, reach out a hand and touch them and fight unity, solidarity, and togetherness. Working together works, you know, promote that type of unity rather than divisiveness and hostility and hatred. So Jose was a man who spread the love, and he received love in as you can see and bear witness to in his passing. Jose's body is dead, but his spirit lives on.
Finally, what do you wish Mauricio?
Mauricio is mi hijo. You know, he's a young man that has got his future ahead of him. His father was his God. His father was his friend. His father was a leader, and now he has to emulate and imitate. Them shoes is really too big for him to fill, so he got to get some shoes of his own and make them big so he can do what he has to do. And that's what they'll be able to say. If a man is hungry, you give him a fish, you know, he'll go hungry again tomorrow. But if you teach him how to fish, then he can have fish all day until it can expand on his menu. And so we're expanding on the menu of people. I, being a promoter of the people, by the people, and for the people, and my magic lies in my people ties, Mauricio is following and emulating his dad's footsteps and mine, and doing the same thing, reaching out and touching those who are less fortunate, downtrodden, and denied, and bringing them together, as he did with his day, with his champions today. All of this, what they call it, the Guinness Book of Records, a record that had that many champions, because those were yesterday's. But their life is yesterday, today, and tomorrow.
Thank you, Don. Thank you very much.